Hi everybody. Okay, so sorry. That was the car mechanic. I had to answer the phone. So, where do I start? Okay. Let me just address a few things, because I've had to address it a million times over the years, and I guess people still don't remember or pay attention. I have a lot of disabilities. But I'm not in a wheelchair. So, if you're in the state of Connecticut, you need to understand that I don't have mental health issues. I don't have mental disabilities. I have physical disabilities from surgeries and just a lot of health issues that I have. I'm trying to get to work, so bear with me while I try to pull out in the traffic. Hold on. I have spinal disease, I have heart disease, I have all kinds of health issues, intestinal stuff. So all compiled, yes, I have neurological problems, I have a brain condition. I look healthy on the outside. There are good days and there are bad days. But I'm not in a wheelchair, praise God, yet. And so I don't qualify for severe physical disability. Even if I got on disability, there's a waiting list of at least 5 years from the application. And I've looked into this time and time again. And I only qualify for like $200 a month help. Okay? So I cannot live on $200 a month. They don't do rent assistance programs anymore. They don't pay for people with disabilities to have free housing anymore. They did away with that years ago. I keep talking to social workers. I know the system well. Don't you think I would get on disability if I could? So I qualify, but I don't. And even if I do get on there, I'm not going to be able to survive. I'd still have to work part-time anyway, and it's still even part-time, which is what I'm doing now, at $221 after taxes a week. It's not enough to survive, and the prices are still going up. The cost of living in Connecticut is insane. The cost of groceries and gas is insane. It's just insane up here. So I would not be able to do it. It's not an option. So I work. I don't mind working. I am not a lazy person. I like to work. I hate people who sit on unemployment and disability all day long, and they got gold teeth, and they sit there playing their stupid video games and driving Mercedes and BMWs around. They just don't want to work. They're lazy jerks. I don't drain the system. I'm on Medicaid, Husky, because I need it, because I don't have enough money to pay for insurance. And I'm always in the hospital for surgeries and stuff. But let me tell you, twice already, I had an inheritance and I had a car accident lawsuit. And they took my money to pay off all the debts that I owed the state. Okay? So, not only am I a worker who pays taxes like everybody, well, not most people don't. I pay my taxes, okay? So I pay back into the system. So I get free health care, yes and no. I'm paying for it, just like everybody else who pays taxes. I also, whenever I come into money, pay off the debts I have accrued. So I paid for all my surgeries and stuff over the years. Do you know how many millions of people are on the state, who are on welfare, who are on Medicaid, and never, ever pay back what they've spent? And I have. They've never given thousands of dollars back to the state, or had their inheritance taken from them, or had a car accident lawsuit taken from them to pay their medical bills. Most people don't put back, they just take from the system. And these are also a lot of the same people who don't work. So they don't even work and pay taxes. They sell drugs illegally, oh, that's so sure, and they make money that way, but they work under the table, but they do not work like I do and pay taxes. So I actually pay taxes for my medical, and I also pay back for my surgeries whenever I come into money. So like if I won the lottery, they would come after me and make me pay every cent for the last surgery I had. Trust me, they get their money back from me. So I don't want to hear that I have some nerve being not paying for medical insurance. Baloney. I'm one of those few people who actually deserve the free health care and who actually need it to survive. So if you're one of those liberal idiots who say, well, I have to pay a lot of money and for my health benefits, well, I'm sorry, but you also make more money, don't you? You also have a good job, don't you? Maybe you have a college degree. I never had the money for college. I never got to go to college, okay? I have been in poor health my entire life. For 41 years now, I've had to battle serious health issues. I look okay on the outside, but I feel 90. You don't understand. So disabilities come in all different kinds. Just because somebody's not missing a limb or in a wheelchair doesn't mean they're not disabled. And it doesn't mean that they need to be on disability either just because they have disabilities. Some disabilities are not as bad as others. Some people have mental disabilities and they can't work or whatever. And they look like a normal person, but they're mentally screwed up. So that's a disability. So stop judging by the outside appearance and understand that people have problems and that's it. But yes, there are a lot of fake, phony frauds out there who are lazy people who just want everything handed to them for free. And I am not one of those people. In fact, I don't even have enough for myself and I'm always giving to other people when I see a need. So, and I also pay taxes and I work. I work Monday through Friday. I used to work 60, 70 hours a week, even though I was very sick, even though I needed surgeries. Why did I lose my job? Because after I needed the surgery, I was told that I can't do any kind of law enforcement or security work anymore because I'm a liability. I could get hurt on the job and then sue the company. And so they don't want to take a chance because I have disabilities that disqualify me from being a cop, disqualify me from joining the military, that disqualify me from doing high-level security and detective work, because if somebody gets in a physical altercation with me or I have to defend myself, I could get hurt. Yes, anybody can get hurt and killed, but me especially, because if my neck is very, very delicate, my back, my spinal cord in several different locations is very, very delicate. I cannot get in a fight with somebody. If somebody hits me in the face hard enough or twists my neck the wrong way or whatever, I'm paralyzed or dead. Okay, if you hit me in the back in the right spot, my lungs will stop and my heart will stop. So that's what I mean by disabilities. I can get by carefully. I can't go ice skating anymore, playing hockey anymore. I miss it. I used to be a figure skater. I used to play ice hockey. I can't do any of that stuff. I can't play sports. I can't lift weights. I can't work out or exercise. I gotta be, I'm limited to careful hiking, very little climbing. There's a lot I can't do and I'm in a lot of pain. I get paralysis in my legs, my arms. There's days where I can't use my hand because it'll cramp up and I can't open it. You don't understand spinal cord injuries. So that is what I live with. Now, I joined seminary, and if they had worked with my disabilities instead of looking for reasons to get rid of me, I would have been fine. I can be a priest. I can teach. I can do stuff. The classes were hard because there was many hours of school, and you're sitting for 2.5 hours in each class, just sitting there in a hard chair. That was murder on my back and sciatica and on my vascular disease. But you know what? I did it. I could have done it. I got through it. And if they had just worked with me, I would have been fine. But it's like the seminary looks to disqualify you for anything. They don't want to be responsible having to pay medical bills or take care of you down the line. And they don't want they just want everybody to be young, good looking, and perfectly healthy, like they're going into the Marines or something, or Abercrombie and Fitch. And if you're traditional and you actually believe in God and want to be a real priest, then forget it, they don't want you anymore. And that's a sad, cold, hard truth. The church is in trouble. So that didn't work out for me. That was my last hope. I got out of the acting business because I can't do stunt work anymore, or I can't do action films or anything that's going to require a lot of roughhousing and stuff. I can't. So I don't get a lot of roles offered to me. I also am a Catholic Christian. So I can't do a lot of secular movies anymore. I love acting. I would love to get back into it. I could sing. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can't dance well anymore. But even with roles, I'm limited on what I can do. And I will not play a role of a drug addict or take my clothes off anymore or any of that garbage anymore. And that's all people want you to do in life when you're in secular television and movies. As a Catholic Christian, I can't do that. So I need to get into Catholic or Christian films. The Protestant Christians don't hire me because I'm in the Screen Actors Guild and I used to do a lot of movies that are not really Christian. Well, that was in the past. Everybody has a past. Can you get over the past, please? I'm sorry that I made some horror movies and maybe grabbed some boobs and did some stuff that was when I was in my 20s. That was the role that was offered me, and that's what I did, okay? I wasn't a preacher at the time. I wasn't where I am now in my walk with Christ. So get over it. But they also don't like that I'm a Catholic. Christians don't want Catholics in their films. They only choose other Christians. And they always use the same old Christian actors over and over and over and over again, leaving no room for anybody else to ever have a chance. And Hollywood is exactly the same way. You got your A-listers, and then everybody else gets the stupid garbage roles and never gets a chance unless you sell your soul and join their secret societies and get prostituted around. Well, then maybe you'll have a chance. I'm not doing that. I need money, but I am not that desperate. I'd rather die than burn in hell for eternity for money or a job or a role or a vaccine or any other stupid thing that keeps getting pushed on me. Am I angry right now? Yes. I am very disgusted with this planet and how wicked mankind has gotten. Nobody has any kind of ethics or morals anymore. It's all about sex and money and fame and fortune and looks, and I'm just all the stuff that's not important. And I don't fit in here anymore because I don't have the looks I used to have, and I don't have great health or a beautiful body, and I don't, I'm struggling every day just to survive and put food on the plate, and it's like never enough. And now with the stupid vaccine mandates, I can't get good jobs. Not like anybody looks to hire me anyway. It's like I'm blacklisted in this world. I can't seem to get a job anyway. Nobody hires me. And the ones that wanted to, you got to get vaccinated. Well, screw you and your stupid vaccine. Because what they're not telling you right now, I'm in the medical field, and I see it. And I know a lot of people. And the mainstream media is not telling people the truth. Thousands of people are now flooding the hospitals all over the place, and not with COVID. None of them have COVID. They are dying and sick from complications to the vaccines. Heart problems, myocarditis, breathing problems, blood clots, all kinds of neurological issues. They're packing in the houses, and we don't have enough medical staff now because of vaccine mandates, so people quit. Oh, that was real smart. So we don't have as many medical people now to take care of the insurgence of people who wouldn't be in there if they didn't have to get vaccinated. More people are getting sick and dying from the damn vaccine than from COVID, and that's the truth. That is the truth. And that was the plan from the beginning. But you're not going to hear that. Only a Christian will tell you what's really up. You're not going to want to believe, if you're not a Christian, that your government is evil. They're Freemasons, and they have a global agenda for the Antichrist to kill 2/3 of the population on planet Earth. And they plan it that way through wars, famines, pestilences, vaccines. They are behind it. And you need to get your head out of your butt, out of the sand, and start reading that Bible and believing what we are telling you. Because this is not a joke. And I am sick and tired of being the public enemy number one because I'm a Christian. Oh, you're an anti-vaxxer. You're a Christian. You're darn right I am. I'm the only one with a brain. I didn't vote for Biden. I saw him coming a mile away. I wouldn't do something so stupid. I would never force a vaccine on somebody. I don't want to hear about it. You guys are just you're so ignorant because you've been programmed by society and media and television and dumb stuff because you don't have God. You don't have God. You don't know the Bible, so you didn't foresee any of this coming like the rest of us did. You don't know what to do. You just keep on moving on and enjoying your life, and jumping when they tell you to jump, and if they tell you to take a jab, you take a jab, you wear a mask, you do whatever they tell you so you can keep your comfort and luxuries and your jobs and this and that. Yeah, Steve, I do that so I don't end up like you, crying for help all the time. Well, you know what? I might cry for help all the time and I might suffer terribly, but I have a better shot at going to heaven than you do because you don't suffer. And you have everything you need. And you're willing to sell your soul for a job or a movie role or a vaccine. So think about that, moron, before you start judging us Christians and calling us crazy. I'm just mad. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at everything right now because it shouldn't have to be this way. And the problems are not coming from me or my health issues. The problems are coming from society, from the system, who makes it difficult for poor people and for Christians and for anti-vaxxers and for people with genuine disabilities. This is a survival of the fittest, Nazi, communist, socialist regime. That's what this is, and that's why it's hard for me to survive and for many people to survive. And they don't want us to survive. They want us gone. And you guys don't want to believe that. You think your government cares about you. You think your doctors care about you. If you don't have money and good insurance, they don't care about you because you're not making money off of you. They would rather you die than take up space. You don't understand what's really going on in this very unchristian world. We Christians are the only truth. Jesus is the only God and truth. And you don't want nothing to do with the truth, with Jesus. So, you deserve to burn in hell then, because that's what you're going to get. So, you made your choice, and I've made mine. And I will suffer as long as I'm down here, because that's what happens to people like me who have Jesus. But the rest of you who don't, you might enjoy the rest of your life for a while, until it gets so bad for all of us. We're all going to be up creek with a paddle. But you know what? In the meantime, you're just enjoying your life, and then it's too late, and then you burn for eternity. Life is too short and miserable to even try to blow my eternity on a short life. I'd rather suffer for 40, 50, 60 years. I probably won't even make it to 70. And then being forever safe with God in heaven and enjoy my eternity than enjoy my life now and then have a miserable eternity. And again, don't sit there and tell me, oh, there's no life after death. Yes, there is. I've been there. I've seen it. I deal with it all the time. I'm one of the few people who actually know for certain. So, yeah. There is. And yes, Jesus is real, and I happen to know that too, for certain. So you want to call me crazy? You want to call me a liar? I don't care. I don't care. I know what I know, and that's why I do these videos, and nothing's going to change my mind. Otherwise, I would have been a wealthy actor a long time ago, and slept my way to the top, and had any person I ever wanted, and I would have had millions of dollars. I had my opportunity. Satan offered. Trust me, I could have been in the Freemasons several times already. They offered. They chased me down for a while when in my youth. You have no idea what I know and what I've done and what I could have had. And what I did have. And what I had to lose and give up to follow the road of the cross. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it if I knew better. No, this is the way. This is just how it has to be. It just does suck sometimes, yes, and I need money, and I'm panicking, and I'm trying, and I'm waiting for God, and it is very, very hard, and it's getting harder, and now we got the mark of the beast system up and running, so they're forcing mandates on people and vaccines, so I can't buy, sell, trade, or own anything, or have a job pretty soon without a vaccine, or with next thing you know, you're going to need to have a microchip or a mark, otherwise you can't have it, and people who got the vax are just going to take the mark. Because they already came this far, they already wore the mask, they already believed all the lies, they already got the vaccines. They're most certainly going to do whatever else they need to do to keep their stuff. Because they're all fleshly people, and it's all about being happy in this life and comfortable and having nice cars and homes and prestigious jobs. And that's all they care about. So they're going to take a mark very easily. They took the jab just to keep their job and their home. They're certainly going to keep. But what about people like me? It's going to get harder and harder and harder till we either bend and comply or we die. Well, I guess I die. I don't know. Have a nice night. I got to get to work.